Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death.
Right, Selkie. Parcel in hand, you follow the receptionist, her floral dress bobbing down this marble hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Through the walls, you can hear it's dripping of water. The whole place is a bit humid, even if there's no bath or water in the room you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk down this hallway, past, you're on the second floor, past a few stairs, or past a few doors, to the far end of the hallway. Into a door. It doesn't lock, it's like a little flappy hinge door that she sort of holds open for you.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to follow her in.
I will do so.
To what is the ancient equivalent of like a locker room.
Okay.
There's like benches and little nooks or whatever to get changed and hang garments on. This way, she says, and leads you through the winding barriers in the changing room to another door.
I follow.
All right. She pushes it open. You are immediately greeted with a expansive view of the docks below and the open ocean. You're on some sort of balcony. And in the center of this floor are several large pools of steaming water. You spot a couple of nondescript thugs about, sort of pressed up against the back wall of this balcony. And in the center pool is a large man. Very large, like morbidly obese, like rolls of fat.
Okay.
Just floating in the water. Looking out, his back is to you. He looks out over the sea. And tattooed on his back is a big fish, big dead fish.
I say,
just-
Lord Fishborn, I presume?
He's a good 20, 30 paces from you. So do you step closer and say this within hearing range, or do you speak it from across the balcony?
I will step to the water's edge.
All right. He looks over his shoulder at you. Would you care for a dip? He gestures to the pool.
No, thank you. I have business.
As do I. Do you have my parcel?
I produce it from under my arm and say, there is a small matter of payment, and then this is yours.
He gives a flick of his hand to one of the thugs on the far wall. He walks over with a case, this one much larger than yours.
I look expectantly at it.
Let's see. It's maybe about that big. The small handle on it. He walks over.
Yeah.
And the man hands Lord Fishborn a towel, which he wipes his hands on. And then he holds a hand out to take the
case?
Take your parcel from you.
I will hand it to him and pull and open the box that the other guy has brought forth.
Right. He eyes it greedily and looks at it to make sure it hasn't been opened or something like that. All right. And you take your case, the payment. How do you open it? Do you hold it on your hand or something? And
No, I'll set it on
open?
the ground. I'll go down to my toes and knees and set it on the ground and open it.
Yeah, it's not that big, but you can. It's not locked either.
Mm-hmm.
And you can flip it open. And inside is it's a velvet lined case, and inside is a 10 by 10 grid with little divoted slots, each containing a pearl.
Oh. There's 100 pearls in here.
Yeah.
Okay. I will close the lid, snap it shut, look to the man, see if he's opened his case.
He is not. He's like looking at the box from the outside.
I will just... I'll pick up my box and stand there and sort of wait for a minute. I'll watch him open the box and see what's inside of it, unless he lets me know that he's done with me.
Roll a charisma check, maybe, to see if they'll maybe like not notice you, or I don't know, see if you can like blend in well enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to look like I'm waiting for instructions if he needs them. I don't know what's in the box. Maybe he needs me to say something or do something after he opens it. So I stand there patiently like a good servant.
Yeah, I think he's distracted by the box, and you're standing there silently blending in with the other servants. Mm-hmm. Roll a perception check.
I get a peek of the thing. Mm-hmm. 28.
I was going to see if you could listen to him. So he leans in, and he whispers to the box, "Quench," which proceeds. It seems to have no effect, but he then proceeds to open the box.
Mm-hmm.
And inside, another velvet-lined case to keep the contents from shaking about, is a single, approximately 12-inch long cylinder of metal.
Can I get a color of the metal at least?
White or shimmering silver, perhaps with some other decorations.
Okay.
It is a wand.
It is a wand, okay.
He's excited to see this, and only after, like, Googling over for a second, he looks and, "Oh, you can go."
I smile.
That is unless you'd like
courtesy.
to dip your toes.
I still have to deliver payment.
Oh, right.
Perhaps I'll come back another time. If you have any needs, transportation needs or otherwise, you can find Elfie at the Traveler's Oasis under the pseudonym Selkie. That's me.
He pauses and takes you in. And just
I
kind of
notice this.
stares as you, I assume you make your exit, unless you continue to wait there.
I do,
He
but I
doesn't
try and do
immediately
one of those
respond.
things where, like, I brush my cloak to the side so my legs are free to walk, and try and show off that I have bags of spell components at my side. I'm
Oh.
trying to let slip that I've got some spell casting abilities. As I leave.
Seems like a tough thing to show. You can make some sort of check to hint
Yeah.
that subliminally.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll pick up on it, but I will try to at least make it available if someone was eyeing me carefully. 31 to
Totally.
try and...
Yeah, I mean, what is it about what do you carry that makes you an obvious caster? Do you flash your book? Are your component bags that obviously spell component bags? How many of them do you have?
For spell components, I actually don't have that many right now. It's like probably a bag with maybe a feather sticking out of it, and another bag with feathers, and there's like a lens in that bag. I don't know if that would actually show up very well.
But maybe
Bag of
maybe the
soot and a
fact that you
separate bag of
have like what?
salt.
Do you have like 4 bags, 5 bags?
Yeah, I've got like one
I think
clear
that's what
coin bag and then like 4 or 5 other small bags.
Okay. I think he just sees like your belt full of small component pouches.
Mm-hmm.
Connects the dots. His eyes light up a bit, but he doesn't say anything.
Yep. I leave him be, and I go. And I will
All
head
right.
back to the dock spot.
Okay. You head. The receptionist is actually waiting to show you back to the door.
Perfect. I
Out
head
through the
out.
locker room, down the hall, down the stairs, and out the front door, out into the old quarter.
Excellent. I will ask the receptionist name on my exit if I can.
Peony. She
Peony?
says. Mm-hmm.
Selkie, nice to meet you.
She doesn't really respond. Seems like she's not used to this, or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
You're
okay
not
with
even
that.
certain that's her real name. You're not even certain that your own name is your real name.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well then, I will quickly make my way back to the dock spot and drop off this loot.
You head back to the docks. By the time you get there, the icebreaker is gone.
It's fine.
You enter the dock spot. Chip is still behind the bar.
Mm-hmm. I go up to Chip, and I say, is there somewhere more private that we can speak for just a moment?
Everything all right? He says as he sort of
Splendid.
walks around from behind the bar to the conference room.
Splendid, Chip. Just splendid.
All right. He opens the door to the conference room and allows you in.
Mm-hmm.
And shuts the door.
I will set the case down, spin around to face him, and open it so he can see the contents. Everything copacetic?
Yeah, that looks fine. He reaches over and shuts the lid of the case and takes it. Hands you another pouch with 10 gold.
Thank you. I will add that 10 gold to my existing files.
Well done, Elfie. Any complications?
Just the usual thing when dealing with fat, greedy men who lounge about naked in water all day.
Did he make a pass at you?
Gently. That's fine. I've dealt with worse.
Shrugs. Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. He just seemed an odd fellow. What does he trade in? Out of curiosity.
I think we're paid to not be curious, says Chip. Apparently he trades in pearls.
Okay. Well then. Unless you have more work for me, I think I've earned a couple days off.
I think that's it for now. There's one thing, Selkie. Word is one of our protected nobles in town got hit.
Ooh.
The what's that guy's name? Do you happen to remember the noble that you robbed?
I don't think I ever got his name, actually. I think I just stole his shit, and he was like, I've paid my dues!
Blackwell. The Blackwell estate, he says.
Can't say that I've heard of them.
Was murdered in the night. One of his guests was robbed.
Do you need me to find the thief?
Forgive me, but I have to ask. The other week you had me pawn some things. Those wouldn't have come from any of our protected citizens, would they?
Only if they were first stolen by non-protected citizens.
Do you know something? Did you hit another thief?
No.
Who was it?
There was an old man who fell down in the streets and dropped a bunch of stuff that I just happened to pick up.
Dropped an engraved saber, he says.
Look, I don't know who the Blackwells are, and I'm not involved with any of their stuff.
Just thought I'd ask if you do you know who it was who hit them? There's a reward in it.
Oh yeah? How much?
Depends how much you give. 100 gold, he says.
100 gold? Well, if I hear anything, I will endeavor to bring the person in myself or just point you in their direction, depending on how difficult it might be. There's been some interesting people hanging out in the Traveler's Oasis as of late. Maybe I'll listen in on what they have to say or buy them a few drinks, see if they're perhaps responsible.
The Oasis, generally a pretty bland spot, he says.
Well, you'd have to be...
There's always travelers through.
You'd have to be from out of town and an idiot to knock over a protected person. Not going to find such a person at any of the usual places, you know? Only an idiot would do that. And then I will leave and head back to the Traveler's Oasis and think about the morality and how comfortable I am with perhaps framing an innocent person for this thing, murdering them, and then bringing the guild the body of an innocent person and saying that he did it. And then deciding it's probably not worth it. Not to mention there's some morality issues with that. It'd have to be a person that was already pretty guilty of other things. That seems like a lot of work. Maybe I'll just keep my head down. I do have this magic longsword, though. No. Okay. The longsword is great. I'm proficient in longswords, I believe. Short swords, at least. Where are my weapon proficiencies? They're somewhere. I do need to, first off, discover what this is. I guess I have money now. I could go buy 100 GP Pearl and identify this item, but that would eat through most of my wealth. So... I'm going to ignore it for now. And I'll just head back to the Traveler's Oasis. And, kick it for a few days, lay low, try not to draw too much attention, but quickly find out that I want to go somewhere else and steal something else. Wealth is addicting, and I like to be able to identify the sword without going broke in the process, maybe find some extra cash. Another person I could knock over. Maybe over here. And what is this area? This isn't the new quarter. This is the... something. I have it written down. Northeast is the library quarter. Library quarter. Anything interesting happening at the Traveler's Oasis when I return?
Usually not. It's pretty full. Maybe a dozen people in the common room. Bernadette's husband is behind the bar.
You know what? Before we get too much farther, I need some blessed leather. I need to recast this armor spell on myself because I think I've got 2 points left on it, or maybe it's already broken, and I don't want to be walking around with 12 AC. So leather less is 5 gold for a scrap of blessed leather. So I will go spend 5 gold to get
your heirloom blanket that provided you unlimited castings of armor was lost.
No.
When you fled town or arrested, something like that.
Yeah, when I was arrested.
But you can go to you can head over near the library and find a spell component shop if you'd like.
Yep, I'd like that.
Buy blessed leather for 5 GP a casting.
Yeah, I will buy 2 castings of it, so 10 GP worth of it.
Okay.
I will do less leathers. Voila. Got some soot and salt. And a lens. Perfect. Okay. I will cast armor on myself, which will last for what is it? 8 plus 1 per level, so 9 HP.
Roll a wild surge, or roll a d20 to see if you wild surge.
Yeah, and I want to be casting this. Oof. Wild surges can be sort of crazy. I don't think I want to cast it in my in-room. I'll leave the town to cast it. You know, I'll like walk out of Solstice and like head over to this copse of trees.
All right. Well, during the day, you can walk outside of town.
Yeah.
The gates are open. And
yeah, I'll just cast it there for safety, just in case I start throwing fireballs. 9, so no wild surge.
Yep, no level change.
Sweet. Okay. All said and done. I think I've won Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Are we wrapping it up for the day? No level up?
No.
Well, you might level up a thief again, actually.
Yeah, there's also something else we could do. We got a little bit of time. I don't have any quest leads as of the moment. Go generate some. I kind of dig in just like robbing random shops, though. Slipping in and hopping out before I get caught. Maybe I will spend a day in the library quarter, just walking around and inspecting things. Maybe having some snacks as I walk about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look at this building. Look at this fancy boy. No. That's not the right building. Ooh, what is a building? This is a little bit close to where I live. This guy right here. Can you see this building I'm pointing out?
Sure.
Yeah, because it looks like it's got a front and then like this big alley back here. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if the alley actually looks like that, but um, I'm more interested in the buildings that have multiple exits, so that if I need to run, I can run quickly and easily, or if I need to break in, I can break in this way. So does it look like you can slip in this alleyway?
We can say that's the like the apothecary spell component shop you were patronizing or whatever.
Interesting how patronizing has multiple meanings. Spell component shop. Well, I don't want to rob that place.
Why not? It's like the closest building to the Knights of Solstice.
I noticed that too, yeah. But more importantly, you don't shit where you sleep, don't shit where you eat, one of these things. And they're going to be useful people to me, and I wouldn't want to screw them over, not to mention if it's a spell component shop, it might have spell casters in there, and those are too difficult to judge their level, and I don't want to get, like, murdered or found out. So what about the shop right next door to them, this blue building?
Hmm. I think it's a clothing store. They sell robes and fancy vestments,
Perfect.
maybe like leather armors and the like, boots, that sort of thing.
And as I come around this corner here, walk back this way, does it look like there's a back door to it or back windows to it?
Yeah, sure.
And just
There's
those windows at all line up with windows on the tower?
not exactly.
But
Roll
if you
a
were in the
perception check.
tower, it wouldn't be too difficult to see that.
Yeah, if you were in the tower, presumably you've got I don't know. None of them exactly line up, but you can't rule out that there may be views from the tower
Okay.
to these shops.
Okay. How's the back entrance of this place looking, if there is one?
There's like a back door. Yeah, and a few windows in the back as well.
All right. What do I know about the Sunblade? Is he human? Half-elven?
I don't know. I've given you plenty of in-character information.
Mm-hmm. I just don't seem to recall.
You can't remember. You can't remember.
Yeah.
I guess I can be generous and let you roll an intelligence check.
I was just gonna go, talk to some people at a tavern and try and get some rumors on him, but I can try and remember. Oh, 33 on the memory.
Yeah. You've seen his face, right? He is part elven, at least. His pointed ears. He's clean shaven, with long golden hair.
Okay. Oh, but his helm sheds light, so if he is hanging out, if he's hanging out in the night, he will illuminate around him, probably.
Correct.
I guess he might take his helmet off at night, but I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
The only time you've seen him remove his helm was in the privacy of his office.
Okay. Can I go into this shop and browse wares just as a window shopper?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
try and get like the layout of the area?
It's an upscale clothing shop, so you will be accosted as soon as you go in by a salesman asking you what you need, what he can help you with, if he can take your measurements, yada yada.
I'm just looking for I don't know what yet.
Well, do let me know if there's anything I can do. Have a look around.
Yeah, I just want to take a glance around, see if I can't figure out anything about the shop. Based on
Yeah,
this.
the ground floor is largely open. It's like a large open storefront with racks and racks of clothes, robes, all sorts of things, shoes in the back. There is like a back area and a staircase behind a desk.
Back area and staircase.
Those are separate.
Behind the yeah.
Yeah. So there's a back door that you don't really have access to. There's no sign that says employees only, but it's implied. And there's a staircase behind a desk.
Okay.
Up near the front.
Does the staircase is behind the desk, so it's also like an off-limit staircase.
Yes.
Okay, I want to find a pair of shoes
Okay.
that do not fit me intentionally. That I can say, oh my god, these are just perfect. Do you happen to have them in my size? And I want to see where he goes to like check a storeroom if he falls for the old bait and swap.
Says, all of our items are custom made.
Do you have anything else by
similar shoes
Ooh, yes. Or
right
anything
over
else
here?
by this tailor, perhaps, that might not be out, this cobbler that might not be out front? I say, looking.
I believe this was made in-house.
Wow, you make these things here, huh?
Yeah, just upstairs. So he produces some shoes that are on display nearby. What do you think of these? I think these will fit you.
I will try them on. Tell me about the shoes, Ryan. I want to hear about them.
I mean, you tell me about the first pair that you picked.
The first pair that I picked were like boots that came up halfway up my shin and laced all the way up.
Well, these are also boots that come halfway up your shin and lace all the way up. Despite the fact that he said they're all custom made, they look pretty similar to the first pair. Maybe to discerning eye, the embroidery is slightly different, but they're basically the same pair in a different size, and they were sitting right next to the first pair that you found.
Okay.
And this one does fit you.
Yeah. So I get that the shop is not the shop, the crafting station, whatever you want to call it, is upstairs. We've got the room here. There's also a back room, and possibly an attached house or not. Is this a 2-story or 3-story building?
2-story.
2-story? Okay. Because there's like this little bit up here. Is this accurate that there's just like this small little sucker up top?
Sure. Yeah, there's a small second story.
Okay.
Take the whole footprint.
Sure. So you can never be sure. You have to check it out, but it looks like that's probably just the workstation, and then living quarters and everything else are downstairs. Can I get a gauge of how much of the ground floor is taken up by the shop, and how much might be hidden behind other walls that I haven't been able to tell?
Roll gauge or int or something.
I will gauge the building. Not well, though.
Nope. Not all of it. Not none of it.
Okay.
Some of it is taken up by the shop.
Some of it, but not all of it. Okay. That's good. That's fine enough for me. I will leave the store and get ready to rob it that night. Actually, no. I need to wait till the next night because I have to relearn Featherfall. Actually, I probably won't learn Featherfall. I'll learn something else. I will learn Detect Magic. I will have Detect Magic and the Hall's Reckless Dwemer memorized.
Okay. And we can. Do you want to skip to 2 nights from now? Like, get yourself healed
Yes.
and. Okay. And you've got Detect Magic, Nahal's Reckless Dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
And you wait until nightfall.
Yes, sir, I do. I steal everything.
All right. Describe for me how this goes.
I head over to the back door sometime well after dark.
Okay.
And I go up to the back door, take a peer at the tower, see if there's light in any of the tower windows.
There are lights in some of the tower windows.
Any of the lower windows that might be seeing me?
Roll a perception check.
Where did I lose my token? There it is. Perception 22.
Yes. Yeah, the tower is lit most of the time.
Okay.
Maybe all the time. From here, there's no direct views of windows. There's like whatever arrow slit type things.
Okay. Right. How high up is the first window or arrow slit?
Like 20 feet directly above you.
Okay, cool. So if someone were to be looking at me, they'd basically have to be looking out the window intentionally to look out and down to spot me. They wouldn't be like in the room 10 feet, casually looking out the window and be able to see me down 20 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect.
Probably, like from here, you could see their silhouette or something like that.
Right. Yeah, then I'm just gonna do a quick glance this way and these ways and then this way to see if I see any people.
You do see a person.
Where's a person?
You see a robed figure walking across this courtyard here, right past you.
Yeah,
nearly
I try
bumping into you.
Oh, sorry.
Well, good night.
Good evening. I try and stumble around awkwardly, and
Easy
maybe head around this corner or whatever if they're heading the opposite direction, or head this corner if they're going the other way, and wait for them to leave, and then come over to my door and check the area one more time to make sure no one's looking about.
Coast appears to be clear.
Well then, let's take a look at this lock and how difficult it is to pick. 22.
Let's see here. It is old and rusty.
Ooh.
You think it should be within your skill to pick. You don't know the exact rating. You're 14,
Right.
You say?
I rolled a 22 and I have a 14.
No, your skill is 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know exactly what it is. It's within your skill, so it's less than 14, and it is old and rusty, which may be more difficult to pick than an ordinary lock.
Definitely. Well, I will set about to take my time and pick this lock. I don't know how much attention I can divert to listening to my surroundings.
I think you can double the picking time for every skill you stack on top of it. So if you'd like to be hidden while you're picking a lock, it will take twice as long. If you'd like to be eavesdropping while you're picking a lock, it will take twice as long. If you'd like to do both, it will take 4 times as long.
Oh, so the 2 will be 4 times as long, not 3 times as long.
So if you'd like to be eavesdropping, hiding, and picking a lock, I will triple or quadruple your lock picking time.
Ooh, that's an interesting Okay. I'm not sure how it's within my skill range, but at most that means like an hour. I don't know if I want to spend 4 hours picking this. At the same time, why not spend 4 hours picking it if you can stay hidden and quiet? Let's try it. Yeah, let's try this.
Okay.
I like
that
the
would be
ideas.
8 times if you want to be hidden, quiet, and eavesdropping.
Oh, I mean hidden and eavesdropping and picking.
Hidden. Okay.
Yeah, I meant quiet as an eavesdrop, like listening.
Okay.
So
you can roll your hide, you can roll your eavesdrop.
yeah. So here is my hide before modifiers, and here is my eavesdrop. Both of them
Not
are
great,
absolutely terrible.
But you are not disturbed, and you get it picked in less than 10 minutes.
Oh wow! Even with the triple time, quadruple time,
even with the quadruple time, yeah.
Score. All right then, I'll dust off my tools, slip open the door, and step inside.
You might need to clean the rust off those tools later. But, all right, you open the back door to this place, and you see the back room, which you haven't seen before. It is kind of a storage area. Much of the same stuff that would have been in the front of the store, clothes and shoes. More raw materials here.
Yeah.
Bolts of silk and hides, unopened boxes and things. It is less well presented and less well organized than the front. And this back room takes up maybe a third of the footprint of the building.
Okay. I don't imagine there being
dark,
much back here. I'll just take a quick cursory glance, see if there's a chest or a drawer or like a workshop that might have tools, or if it's just like racks of crap.
There is a bit of a workshop back here. There are some tools. There are plenty of raw materials.
Yeah, I'll just flip open the drawers of the workshop, see if there's anything intrinsically valuable lying around in there, and I'll try another non-proficient.
There are blades and like riveters and like those weird little roly dealies that put in printed patterns into leather and I'm gonna make another
threads and practice appraisal check here. 19 minus 5 is 14. Yeah, it's just crap to Selkie.
Yeah, nothing jumps out at you as valuable. If you have any raw materials you'd like to request, it's probably here, but
I don't think I need any of this stuff. So I will slip through the door to, I think, the back side of the counter and see if there is a strong box, a cashier's box of sorts.
You always jump like 2 steps ahead. Okay, so you go to the door. It is locked. I think it's from. We can have it be another 2-way lock. It is locked.
Okay. Well, this one I won't bother with the eavesdropping or the hiding. I will just go to pick it. Oh, I will a pick attempt.
Yeah. Which I roll. Where's lock picking? Okay. A little longer. All right, this one takes a little while. And you potentially start to get frustrated. How long will you give it?
I will spend up to an hour on this lock.
Okay. It takes you less than half an hour, about 25 minutes. You are not disturbed, and you get the lock unpicked. You pick the lock.
Okay.
This one is not as rusted out as the external lock. Probably just as old, but not as exposed to the elements. It's clearly of decent quality. You picked the lock. This was the door to the back room, obviously, which we're just in. The counter is across the room from here, but you're like in the back, near where those shoes you were looking at yesterday.
Okay. Perfect. I will walk over to the counter, which you say is on the other side of the room?
Yes, there's a counter on the other side of the room and the staircase behind it.
The counter's on the same side of the room as the front door.
Yes. Yeah.
Then I will go over behind the counter and do the looking for the lockbox, strong box.
There's nothing underneath the counter. There are like little shelves and stuff, but which could easily fit a lockbox, but it's not there. Is Lauren vacuuming, blending
The neighbor is cutting wood.
with a chainsaw?
Table saw.
Ah,
There we go.
That pandemic carpentry.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna want to check for secret or hidden passageway, concealed doors. I'm gonna look around for the floorboards underneath this area, see if maybe they just like pull up boards and drop the box down there, or if there's some sort of like secret money storing spot.
There is a secret door at the base of the stairs.
Ooh.
That flips up. Well, I mean, do you flip it up? It's set into the floor. It's like a hatch in the floor behind the counter and at the base of the stairs.
I'm eager. I'm so ready to flip it up, but there's a little warning bell in the back of my head that says this might be trapped. So I want to take an extra moment to see if I can notice a trap on it.
Is there a specific skill for that, or do you just perception it?
I think you just perception it.
All right, make a perception check.
Come here, Selkie. Yeah, it's fine, right? It's a box. Who would trap their floorboards?
It's pretty well hidden in the first place. I mean, maybe the fact that it's hidden is enough of a trap.
Mm-hmm. I'll open it.
All right, you flip up the secret compartment to reveal a dark staircase beneath it. It makes a loud creak and then a thunk as the trapdoor flips up and open and crashes into the floor next to it.
I should have specified that I opened it very carefully and let it fall to the ground, but I didn't.
You should have.
Yeah, this is why you pick your words carefully, players. I guess I will stop everything for a moment and listen intently to see if I can see if anyone's been bothered by that.
You don't even need to roll. You hear a shout from upstairs, even on a natural 1. Hello? Is someone down there? And then some thumping. Although I guess your heart's pounding in your chest. Maybe you don't hear.
Fight or flight. Selkie draws a short sword and a dagger.
Hello?
I want to lurk at the bottom of the stairs with my back against the stairs, hiding, and readying.
Back against the stairs. Say that again.
Well, okay, so if I don't know which way the staircase faces, but if it's a straight staircase like this, I want to get to the bottom.
It's straight, and it hooks at the top.
That.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to be tucked into the corner.
There's
like
no
this.
corner there. That's a wall.
Hooks.
This is a wall.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
There's like a trapdoor here.
Okay, so this
and
at the top of the hook, you wouldn't be able to see down.
As you come, what do you mean at the top of the hook? You wouldn't be able to see.
Like if I were to walk
like
up the stairs and
right
go
here.
left right here, I would not be able to see down here, right?
No, you'd have to like look around the corner from the top of the
Right. Okay.
staircase.
So then this is like a nice solid wall as well. Then.
No, but you can't see from where you are.
So I guess my
This is a solid wall.
My intent is to be at the bottom of the staircase, in a position that one would not be able to see me unless they stepped all the way down and out of the staircase. Is that possible?
You also couldn't see up the staircase. You'd have to be like
That's fine.
out over here, like inside the shop somewhere.
No, I don't want to be able to see the staircase. I want to be able to see.
Or
if
you could
something
like go
leaves.
down the secret passage, or you could go to the other side of the counter.
I want to be.
Right, so you're like in the shop.
Yeah, so that way I wouldn't see them unless they exited the staircase, and they wouldn't see me unless they exited
You
the
also
staircase.
aren't going to be in in like ambush range. Like you're like looking for a place to hide. You're running out of time. You're like, okay, so you find yourself like hiding behind.
I can't stab at something. If someone were to come down here, this would not be like a back attack option.
Maybe it is. You're kind of in an awkward position where there's like a trap door open and like a staircase that continues down. They're probably not gonna, like, for them to keep walking, they'd be like going downstairs and then have to like hook around an awkward step.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Maybe if you took more time to like think about it and get in a good position, but you're kind of panicking here. You're worried that if you spend more time trying to set up an ambush, you're gonna get walked in on.
Then I'll just stay here and stay quiet and hope that the darkness will prevent them from seeing the trapdoor opened. If they come down, then I'll just deal with it when they come down.
The darkness is broken by a flickering candlelight from the top of the stairs. Hello? Right. And then a few creaking steps and a pause.
Wait.
All right. You don't necessarily hear it, but you see the candlelight. Flickering closer down the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stops, sort of like just around the corner from where you are. Roll a d10 for me.
God damn. Eight.
You're not surprised.
I'm to shank a bitch. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
I got my short sword and my dagger ready. N total.
Don't think this is the track that I wanted. Fuck it. Battle music, here we go. Okay.
10 total.
All right. You aren't surprised, but you certainly don't get the jump on this guy. The candlelight has stopped moving, and you're a little, I don't know. You're taken aback as a figure steps between you and the flickering light behind him, backlit by the candle, which must be set on the counter or something just around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And you come face to face with man. You more or less see eye to eye with him as he steps like 2 steps down the basement staircase, turns the corner, sees you, crossbow leveled in your direction. He kind of twitches and pulls the trigger, which was already loaded. It twangs and it goes flying off, colliding with a robe on the rack behind you. Burglar! He shouts. Honey, lock the door! He shouts upstairs.
As I plunge my short sword and dagger into his body, +1 for high ground. He's a couple steps downstairs.
No.
No.
I said you're seeing eye to eye with him.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
what
he would be taller than you. You're basically at level with him because he stepped like 2 steps down.
What if I step 2 steps up the stairs?
can roll a dexterity check to try and maneuver around him. He's kind of blocking your way, but he's just got a missile weapon, so he can't like take opportunity attacks. So you push past him. He's blocking your way, but you kind of maneuver around him. You get the high ground.
And then I go to stab him. Our 1d20, no modifiers for the short sword. It would be a penalty of 1 for dual wielding, but I have the high ground, so it's the same. There's a period at the end of that didn't actually roll. 13 to hit.
13 will hit.
1d6 for damage on the short sword is a 4. And then the dagger is going to be a 1d20 minus 2. It's a 10 to hit.
And will hit.
For 1 damage, so 5 total.
You cut him up pretty good. He's got like cuts all up his arms as he begins backing down the basement staircase, crying for help. Roll for initiative. He's still standing, but blood splatters the stairs.
6 on the initiative.
You get the jump on him.
I push into the staircase, stabbing with the short sword for 1 point of damage, slashing with the thrusting with the dagger. Ooh, natural 18 clears by 5.
It does crit.
For 2 damage.
Neal. He's not dead.
That's 8 damage total, and he's alive. 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2.
He has 1 HP.
Oh my god.
As he oh god. Sad crit. Sad crit. He withdraws and escapes. So he like rolls up from the bottom of the stairs out of your reach. And then goes fleeing for the open door back to the workshop, shouting, "Help! Help!"
Wait, so he goes down the stairs into the basement?
No. He took a few steps down the stairs, but then rolled. So he like backed a few steps and then rolls this way and goes running.
And that's a disengage action?
He uses withdraw or disengage action or whatever. I think the maneuver, like taking down a few steps and then like hopping back onto floor level and rolling and running, got him out of your reach.
Cool. Even if I can't make the opportunity attack, or if it fails or whatever, I will try to stay with him as he retreats.
Roll initiative. If you can beat him in initiative, you might stand a chance at running him down.
Okay. 9.
You tie. Let's do opposed strength checks, I think, to see who can who wins the chase.
22.
All right, you're able to run him down, but not before he like makes it screaming out into the street. You can make your back attacks, but you're now like out back in the alley running this shop owner down.
Oh god. Okay. Well then, here's my back attack. 19, natural 17.
Oh god.
2 points of damage.
You finish him. Do you go in for the kill? Or
no, I drag his body back into the shop.
Okay.
And close the door behind me.
Mm-hmm.
He went out through the back door, right?
Yeah, the open door into the alley.
Right.
Now closed. You're in this guy's warehouse.
I will quickly drag his body down to the stairs that go into the basement and just like shove it down the stairs unceremoniously.
He goes tumbling down the basement staircase.
I will close the basement staircase lid.
All right.
And there's people coming. I either go upstairs, finish killing everyone, quickly rob the place or I bolt right now. He's the only one to have seen me. I don't have to kill anybody else if I leave or if I just stay down here. I don't know if there's an exit to the basement, so I don't want to get trapped there. I don't want to have like guards between me and the door. So I'm not going to go downstairs. So I either run right now or I go upstairs, and we're going to go upstairs. We're doing it. We're going upstairs. I hurry up the stairs.
You hurry up the stairs.
Yes.
Come around the corner, and there are two doors. One right in front of you, one immediately to your left at the landing at the top.
I try the door in front of me.
It is locked.
I leave it alone and quickly run to the other door and just try it.
It opens into a small workshop.
I ignore it and go back to the locked one. And I'm going to try an open doors check just to kick it down. I need a 7 or less on a d20.
Yes! You splinter the lock wide open. It's like the door breaks where the lock attaches it to the wall.
Sword and dagger at my side, I scan the room for the wife.
Roll a perception check.
$28.
All right. Now roll initiative. You hear a scream as she's right on top of you. She was waiting behind the door. What's wrong?
Okay.
Are you rolling for initiative? What was wrong?
My audio cut out again. It's just being weird. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay.
You said that I rolled a perception check and then it cut out right there, so I didn't hear the results.
She's right on top of you, screaming, "Ah!" as she lunges at you with a dagger. Roll initiative.
Seven.
All right, you win, so you can stab her before she gets a chance.
This is for your husband, I say as I stab her.
God, bloodthirsty.
3 on the short sword, and 8 on the dagger.
This is for my husband, she shouts as she crits you. Probably not, actually, though. What's your AC?
16.
No, it's just a regular hit. For 4 points of damage, max damage.
Ooh. Okay.
Roll initiative. Actually, I think scratch that. She stabs you and runs. Same round. So you can make an opportunity attack as she like stabs you, pushes you against the wall, and then goes running for the door.
Okay, so on all the opportunity attacks, since I'm only attacking with one hand, do I take dual wielding penalties? Because I'm dual wielding, but I'm only making one attack. So is it just, do I get the -1 or not?
I think you don't get the -1.
Or a generous god. 21, natural 19.
All right.
3d6? 3d6? 12 points of damage?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
7?
She
7
goes
12.
down. You stab her in the back. She tumbles down the stair. Well, yeah. Rather, she slips. She falls. She crashes into the wall, tumbling down the staircase, lying in a sick heap.
I go to the bed and I quickly wipe my blades off on the sheets on the bed, and I try and take measures to avoid stepping in blood stains. I know I'm probably blood splattered, but I try to, keep it from my boots.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing is quickly scan for the nearest window, and then look for desks, dressers, the usual hiding places for wealth, and start rummaging through them, looking for jewelry, coins.
Yeah, there's a window immediately to your right that looks out over the apothecary, or over the apothecary next door. Roll a perception check.
CP 22.
All right. You are able to locate the. Well, let's see. What? No. There's nothing super obviously valuable here. There's going to be like their clothes are fine. You can probably go find like a vanity with the wife's, like a few pieces of jewelry.
Yep.
So you go and stuff a couple necklaces and earrings into your bag.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that lockbox though. I'm going to check under the bed and the footlocker if at the end of the bed if there is one.
There isn't a footlocker. You look under the bed and there's nothing there.
Where the hell do they keep their money? I wonder to myself as I guess I take a moment, collect my thoughts, and start searching the room for secret or hidden apartments, doors, trap doors, that sort of stuff.
Do you re-roll once the search is declared? Or should I just keep the, or would you keep the...
I guess you can keep the 22, but there's the separate elven chance.
That's what I mean. Like, does the elven, if you already done the passive check, do I keep the roll on the die? And like, as soon as you declare that you're looking, do you go with it? Or is it like having advantage by declaring that you look?
I think if it's like a 1 in 6 chance passively and a 2 in 6 chance actively, then if you rolled a 2, like you keep the roll on the die, but then you apply the active chance to it?
I think so too. You can't locate any secret doors.
Okay.
Or concealed doors or anything.
I will start throwing open dresser drawers and whatnot, not caring if it looks like the place is being ransacked anymore since there have been clearly shouts.
You ransack the room. The clothes might be worth something, but the jewelry is the most valuable thing you find in this room. Eventually you hear shouting. Like a hello? Hello? And someone's knocking on the door.
I pocket
everything. Right in there! I heard screaming!
I pocket what I can and go for the window. No, before I go for the window, I cast Detect Magic. That's why I brought the spell. Because it pierces wood up to a yard of wood. So I will detect magic.
A yard of wood.
Yeah, I will detect magic and see if there's anything magical in the building, hidden under floorboards and whatnot.
Roll a d20.
Oh boy. 18.
Functions is like 1 level higher or something.
Oh, I thought this was for luck. No, this is for the Wild Surge, yeah. 1 level higher, but no Wild Surge.
You have a new Detect Magic. Let's see.
I have 2 different versions.
It's long.
This is the alteration version, not the enchantment version.
Yeah. Something catches your eye in the basement. Well, not your eye, your inner eye. Your
all right.
Your mind's eye.
I need to go to the basement.
There's a power radiating from the basement.
I sheath my weapons and I head down to the first floor. I gotta go to the door and get rid of this person at the door, though. I try and like
walk down the basement and the power calls to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't go to the basement. I go to the first floor. I need to deal with the person.
Yeah, so you walk down the staircase and there's like the basement hatch open.
Right.
Behind the counter, and there's like a knock, knock, knock on the other side on the front door, just on the other side of the counter. Hello?
What does the voice sound like? Young, old, male, female, armed,
Roll
unarmed?
some sort of check. Armed, unarmed.
Does it sound like an angry person with a sword, or does it sound like a concerned neighbor?
Yeah, roll a
Charisma
check.
to, sort out intention, sureness of the voice. Is it a booming voice of authority, or is it the concerned neighbor?
See. It sounds like a concerned old man. Hello?
Hello? I call.
Who are you? He shouts from the side. Is everything all right? You don't sound like Isabel.
I'm not Isabel.
Open this door.
I have my weapons sheathed, so I will put my foot next to the door and open it just a bit of a crack so I can sort of peer one eye through, but still have my foot on the door so it's braced in case someone tries to force it, and peer out and I'll say, "Excuse me, what's the noise going on out there?"
Roll an opposed strength check.
Oh, 27. Dice are with me today.
Yeah, you get it. He a stick is slid into the open door, and he tries to push it open, but you're able to hold it. You're able to hold it closed as you look through the crack at a wizened old man. I heard screaming, and you don't look like Isabel or Gilead. Tell me what's going on right this second, or I'll need to fetch the authorities.
You'd be embarrassing Gilead and Isabel if you did that, but I suppose if neighbors must be noisy, we have some late night role play going on here.
Roll a charisma check.
We're playing, storekeeper and intruder.
I know what sort of freaky shit they're into, and this is not it. All right.
All right, I open the door and pull the old man in.
All right, let's roll for initiative. That was great. I would have loved to have rolled with that if.
Yeah. All right, my luck can't hold forever.
If you didn't roll a 1.
11. The next door neighbors would be the people to know what sort of freaky shit they're into.
All right. That was your
11 is my initiative roll.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna need you to make me a saving throw versus spell.
Oh shit, the next door shopkeeper, of course, is a spellcaster. Okay. Better not be casting Hold Person. Although I think I have resistance to enchantments, charms, and sleep spells. Fail my saving throw, but
I think
half elves have some sort of innate
resistance. As charming as this is, I think it's an illusion, actually.
Ooh.
I mean, but to Selkie, this all seems quite maybe you don't. Do you have spellcraft?
I do have spellcraft.
Roll
yes.
a spellcraft and see if you'll be aware of what's going on, or if
21, a barely.
Yeah, okay, you'll know he's casting a spell. Of course, the next door neighbor is a spellcaster.
Of course. 30% resistant to sleep and charm, but that's not what we're doing here, apparently.
All right. So, if you weren't so astute, you might not even notice this because it's playing off your natural fears. And it's only natural to be afraid of the creepy old man or of the nosy old man who happens to be a spellcaster. You have to flee at your maximum possible movement rate. As he shouts, "Let me in this second," and forces the door wide open. He looks positively diabolical in the backlit darkness, staff in hand, robes flapping in the breeze, beard flapping as well. I'll give you a choice, Neal. You can run as fast as you can out the back door, or as fast as you can down into the basement.
Out the back door.
Sure? You don't want to find out what freaky shit they're into in the basement?
I absolutely do want to find out what freaky shit they are into in the basement, but I do not want to be trapped in the basement with a spellcaster on the top of the staircase calling for the Night of Solstice, the Sunblade who lives right next door. That seems like a bad idea.
Okay, so he bursts the door open as you go running as fast as you can. You vault over the counter, leaping over the basement entrance, head out the back door, opening it as you go, and entering the back alley running. Roll a strength check.
Love it. Love it. Strengthening it. So close.
You're fine. Where do you go? I know you're magically feared, but I'm not as cruel of a DM as you are. I'll let you choose where you run at maximum speed as far away from the wizard as possible.
I will take a route something like this.
Alrighty.
And as I flee, I don't know if I have the wherewithal to think this question to myself, but I will attempt to. As I flee, I try to remember if my hat was pulled down well enough that he wouldn't be able to see my face, what sort of vantage point he might have had. Would that old man possibly recognize me, or was my floppy hat in the way and the angled, the tightly shut door, and then he burst it open? Maybe he didn't see me, maybe he did. Is there any way I can have a sense of whether or not I've been made?
Your worst fears are ricocheting through your mind.
Oh shit!
You saw him square in the face. I mean, presumably he saw you, right? Maybe his old eyes, but come on, he's a wizard. He's got keen eyes. And you don't really have time to think about this because he's chasing after you. And he's surprisingly fast for an old dude. Or maybe you just failed your strength check. But he's running after you in the in this back alley.
Well, as I get to here, I start taking twists and turns and start running through weird alleyways.
I want to see how long this lasts. Special creature. You get another saving throw next round until you successfully save. All right. Okay. So make another saving throw.
Nope.
All right. Where did you say you go running? You go out the back alley.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Go ahead and delete all this stuff. All right, it's only 1 minute later. It takes most of the round to even get through the building with all the obstacles. So you're out just in this back alley when the next round starts. He bursts from the room after you. There was a cry when he saw the blood and the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
My gods, woman, what have you done?
Oh!
And he chases you out this alley. I don't know that you turn back to see, but he pauses here and begins casting another spell.
It's even more terrifying. I can make a spellcraft check if I can hear the words. I don't know if I can over the, heartbeats and whatnot.
You can...
17 is not a good enough spell.
Not a pass. So he pauses, and you get to roll a saving throw.
Another failure.
All right. Okay. As you are running, you smell phosphorus in the air as you see flames erupting from the ground in front of you. You can...
He's not fireballing the town.
He's not fireballing the town, no.
Okay.
What is your reaction as a sheet of flame begins to erupt from the ground in front of you?
Is to
Do you stop?
slide
Do you
my
try to
feet in
vault
front of
over
me
it?
and fall down and protect myself from the flame in front of me.
Okay, so you failed your save, so you don't really get to dodge it, but you can come to a grinding halt and like stop moving as flames burst forth in a ring surrounding you,
Like a wall of fire around me?
like a wall of fire around.
I attempt to disbelieve it. It's an illusion. There's no way. There's no way he's throwing down a wall of fire in the middle of town. This has got to be some sort of mind affecting spell. I don't believe it.
Let's see. Radius.
I mean-
let's see. All right. I will be a generous god and only do.
Thank you,
That's
Xerxes.
not that generous. All right, you take 4 points of damage,
Oof.
and actually, you might be fucked. I'm not that generous.
I guess that also eats 4 points off of my armor spell,
Does
right?
it? If it's just magic damage, does it?
Oh no.
It's not.
Okay.
It's only like. Let's see here. 2, 5 feet.
Yeah, it just
30 feet in radius, so it's not even that big.
Okay. 30 feet in radius? 60-foot
Sorry,
diameter?
30 feet diameter.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Roll. I guess you can roll a saving. Did you already roll that saving throw to disbelieve illusions?
I have not. I'm disbelieving now. No wisdom modifier just, no illusion immunity, nothing like that. Nope. Okay.
You were encircled with a wall of fire.
I have 4 hit points.
Blue fire. Violet?
I feel like if I try and roll through the flames, I will probably die.
Yeah,
I don't think I can sustain a jump through the fire,
I don't think so either.
and I don't have any water on
Maybe
me.
from full HP if you get lucky, but
I try to see if the illusion is. Am I casting a shadow?
are you casting a shadow?
Yeah, because presumably. No, it's nighttime. I wouldn't cast a shadow then.
Yeah,
if
you're
there's
not-
full
you're not
ring
casting a
around me,
shadow.
they wouldn't cast a shadow that way. Well, I am in a ring of fire. A burning ring of fire. Right in front of the spellcaster's tower where the authority figures are. And I can't really move. And I have 1 trick left at my disposal. And that is Nahal's Reckless Dweemer. So I am going to cast Unseen Servant via Nahal's Reckless Dweemer.
The best you got?
That's the best I got. That's all I got right now. So
right,
a
roll your
1d20,
D100.
if there's a level difference.
I don't think you do that
so.
for an All's
Okay.
Reckless Dreamer. I
Sure.
think you just rolled a...
So
Maybe you still roll a
1d100 plus 1, because when you Hall's Reckless Dreamer, you add your level to the roll.
Yeah.
And a 48.
Spell affects a random target within 60 feet of the caster.
That's not helpful.
Does that
Someone
mean he gets
within-
an unseen servant?
Someone
Or
within
does it-
60 feet of me gets an unseen servant, I think.
Is
Or
that how...
or it summons near them? I guess that's your interpretation.
Either way, I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah. I was hoping for anything. $41 would have been nice. One normal item within 30 feet of the caster becomes permanently magical.
Well. You have any tricks up your sleeve?
I am out of
There's-
spells.
Yeah. Why don't you roll a few saving throws to see how long the fear lasts? I think the fear of the fire probably overwhelms the spook, and I don't think you're forced to run through the fire.
That makes sense. I don't think
Or are
spook
you?
forces you to kill yourself, like run off a cliff.
Yeah, it's a level 1 spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Eventually the fear shakes off, and you can hear the shouting, the commotion going on around you, but I don't think you can quite see through the flames.
I have an idea. I'm going to take off my big floppy hat, throw it into the fire. I'm going to take off my bloodstained shirt, throw it into the fire, and
Stripping
let
down
him burn.
naked.
No, not naked.
Stripping down your small clothes.
Just taking off anything that's bloodied and burning it in the fire. And then I will take off my sword belts and my dagger and throw them into the fire as well. I still will have my boot dagger, but I want to appear as a helpless woman surrounded by a burning ring who is
Make some
unarmed.
rolls to hit, because I think unless you stay in this... Let's see. I don't think I want to slowly burn you to death in here. That seems cruel. Although maybe this whole thing...
I mean, if this is actually a wall of fire, I think... Does it burn people inside of it?
That's what I'm wondering. One side of the... Oh, you didn't take that damage.
Oh.
Or did you? Or one fault selected by the caster.
And I am within 20 feet of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a 30-foot diameter.
Yeah.
So even if I'm in the very center, I'm going to take d4 points of damage around.
Yeah. But would he cast the heat outside? I don't think he'd burn you alive. Would he?
He can't get answers from me if I'm dead.
Yeah, let's see. I think so. I think take back that damage. I think it doesn't actually do any damage to you. So you gain 4 life. And you can burn your equipment inside of it, I guess.
Yep. Tell me what things of mine are bloodied enough that I had to throw them in. Because everything should be well lit, so I can see if there's bloodstains on my dark clothing or not.
Your shirt.
Burn it.
You dragged him, basically everything. You're basically stripping down to your small clothes, burning the
Okay.
evidence as the wizard like walks over like outside and shouts, "I can see you burning your things. Don't think that will get you out of this."
You can
And
see
through the
through the
fire,
fire?
you see a crowd gathering. I mean, maybe you can't see through the fire, but like when you throw something into it, it erupts in a gout of flame and foul-smelling smoke. And you see a crowd beginning to gather outside, well away, because the outside does project
Yep.
heat.
All right. Let's see. I have 8 HP. Want to throw myself through the flames and try and run away? I think that's a ridiculous idea.
Yeah, you can't survive that actually.
I wait for my fate.
All right. I think maybe this is where we end the episode. Selkie trapped in a ring of fire,
Okay.
awaiting justice. Unless you have any last tricks up your sleeve, I think you will wait in this ring of fire until the law comes.
I think that's exactly what happens. I wait.
Is there a way out of this, Selkie?
No. Selkie has met her match. A wall of fire spell will stop her dead in her tracks. I'm in the middle of the road, so I'm assuming there's no buildings or structures nearby that I could scale.
And that was the point. He waited for you to get to the road.
Yep. And
And are you going to be able to talk your way out of this?
well, presently I look like a mostly naked, defenseless young woman.
No, you look like a murderer.
I do? Would a murderer... Oh god, I probably had to take off my boots too. So I probably don't even have my boot knife anymore. Would a murderer really be unarmored and just wearing nothing in the middle of the street?
You're going down for this. I think you're out of favors.
Yeah. Is this the end of
Selkie?
Selkie?
I'm just trying to think if it's worth waiting till next week.
Yeah, don't slow roll me here, buddy.
Mm.
Is this the end of this character? She finally reached too far. Murdered one too many innocent people. There's not like a sewer grate below me, right?
I see chat spamming that. There are sewers in this town. Roll a
There
luck
certainly
save.
are.
Roll a d20.
Natural one incoming. 14. That'd have to be
bad.
crazy luck. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
I mean, there could conceivably be a sewer grate here, but I don't know if a 14. What do you think the chances are of there being a sewer in the Ring of Fire?
Very, very slim.
Yeah.
Very slim. Sewer grates are, once every block or so.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I'm in the middle of an intersection. Is that where do you put a sewer grate? You don't put it in the middle of an intersection, right? You put it off to one side or the other so you don't have to block all 4 lanes of traffic, right? Or do you put it in the middle because that's where sewer lines intersect?
Is that good for you or bad for you?
It's a 1 on the DM's roll, right? Which is bad for the DM, which is therefore good for the player, right? Can we?
Do you want to escape into the sewers, Selkie?
No, I feel like that would be kind of. I would rather die an honorable death surrounded by a ring of fire and go to jail than.
You might need to jump through the ring of fire because what's happening is a crowd gathers, and the knights will come, and the night of solstice will come, and the sunblade will come.
I do it. I throw myself through the fire. Roll me that damage. It's 2d6 plus his level. It's possible that he could roll less than 8. No, hold on. It's a 4th level spell. That means he's got to be a 9th level caster. So minimum of 11 damage.
He's a 9th level caster.
I might get a save.
I don't think you get a save. You get a save to dodge the initial casting of the spell. Um, yeah, you're burnt to a crisp. You do live, though, and you will be stabilized. And
They Anakin me? Is that what you're telling me? Now I'm this like burned person that they
I
keep
don't
in the
know.
dungeon to warn people off.
Right, because they're not. They're. This is right in front of like the courthouse.
Oh God.
The priests will come and they'll stabilize you, and you'll be tried and found guilty of murder. You're out of favors with the Sunblade.
All this character wanted to do was work for the police and be a force for law and justice and order and
how
good.
did that go for you, Neal?
The police wouldn't have me, so I became a criminal instead. Let this be a lesson to police out there. You should welcome your citizens' forms of help and not reject them.
Oh, you had plenty of chances. All right.
Okay.
I think we need to pause, Selkie. I think we can. It's conceivable that like we time skip and we like DM hack some way,
Selkie
right? That they let you out of prison. Like maybe you can build a case that like you didn't actually like. They're gonna you burned all your clothes. They're gonna find the melted remains of your weapons that you tried to dispose of or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like we can have like the Sunblade keeps you in the dark in the basement and he lets you out for one more quest. We can maybe salvage Selkie.
Okay.
But I think we'll need to like come up. I don't know.
All right.
You don't die on screen. But I think we probably need a break from it until like because it would feel kind of a little cheap to like just bring her back next week.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I will put her on a shelf.
I could get behind like a Nightblade campaign where like the Knights of Solstice keep throw you in the dungeon,
but then they
say they executed you, but secretly they kept you alive in the dark to do their bidding.
Yes, I could live with that. That sounds good. A charred and burned Selkie 20 years later coming out of the darkness for the first time to go kill someone, maybe to redeem herself. That's pretty legit.
But I think we're probably not going to do that immediately next week. It would feel like you cheated death.
All right. Well, I have.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, in the basement, I rolled it up automatically. I rolled it up. It was the roll came up as a plate mail of fear, but I was going to have it be leather armor of fear. It was going to be all like studded with spikes and be like a kinky bondage set. I was really like when we played with the like you pretending to be their midnight lover, I was hoping you'd go into the basement and find their bondage armor and keep rolling with that gaff.
But, that would have been great.
But alas,
50-50.
No leather ball gag of fear for this campaign. Maybe another campaign we'll uncover that one from the depths.
All right.
I'm sorry, Neal.
That's okay. All of our characters eventually die.
Selkie was rough. You complained that there weren't. I don't know. I feel like we gave her so many, or I gave you so many like leads or options, and in true murder hobo fashion, you just ignored them and burned all the bridges. And
I felt like the leads were not clear, and it was just stalling.
Too open worldy, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Gimp armor. There you go.
I have the idea I've been kicking around that I want to flesh out before we start it. An experimental campaign to run for you to play through. I need to like flesh out a few more ideas, but you want to be like a treasure hunter character, like a Indiana Jones style, searching through the world for the lost loot to put it in a museum or whatever.
This belongs in a museum.
Yeah, or to keep it for yourself or whatnot.
Interesting. I'm up for something like that.
Okay. I need to flesh out some more concepts, so I guess we'll just see what happens next Friday. This Friday time slot works great for me.
I think this will work for me next week.
Yeah, we'll keep taking it week by week then.
Yeah, we'll roll up a new character next week, I guess. Probably a treasure hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts on like class or anything? Are you thinking like a thief or like a? Or is
if you want to do like maybe a thief fighter, like a dual classed,
yeah,
or like a fighter mage, or maybe a triple classed thief fighter mage,
fighter mage cleric thief,
fighter mage cleric thief. Just take all the classes.
Okay, well, we'll see what sort of stats we can get, and
it'd be kind of fun to do a fighter mage cleric thief.
I think the Sunblade is triple class. I think that's the most you can do. I think he's a fighter cleric mage.
We can bend some rules here. You can play whatever you want, Ryan.
A lore bard.
Paladiniana Jones.
I don't think a paladin fits.
No, I don't think a paladin fits. I don't think a cleric fits. But we could do a fighter rogue, fighter thief mage, or fighter thief, or a fighter mage, thief mage. You could show me how to do Selkie right.
I don't know.
We'll talk.
Ranger, bard might work too. Without the sing-songing, I don't even know.
Yeah, it'll have.
We'll see.
We'll see. My idea might actually be super stupid. I need some time to consolidate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be dumb.
It might be nice after Selkie's painfully open world to have like a quest-driven campaign where it's like your next ruin that you investigate is over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to do some more things on the island of Bravo. And I'd like to roll back the clock and do some like 5,000 years ago, where Empires of Arcadia set and the Legend of Yaka was set. Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to do it like before the mountains rose and the storms came. I want to like roll back to the previous age. I think all my campaigns have been played in this age, and I want to do something a little bit back in time. Yeah. So that's that. I guess we'll see you guys next Friday for more Dicing with Death.
Yes, and I believe Sunday for Chit Chat.
Tomorrow
shenanigans.
Got to put on the calendar, actually.
Oh
my God, what have I done? There's a Chit Chat on Sunday. And there is a shenanigans tomorrow.
And yeah.
And that's that. Cool. Well then, everybody, we're off. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.